Okay, we're going to talk about how to set up your settings for MIG welding or gas metal arc welding. And again, if we haven't ever looked at one of these charts before, this is a common looking chart. You'll see it in all your welders, whether it's an ESAB or Everlast or Miller or Lincoln, even Harbor Freight. You're going to have some sort of chart like this. Over here on the left, we start with our material type. And then the next column over is our different types of wires. And we're going to be focusing on the top two rows in this where it says solid or hard wire, ER70S6. The next column over is our type of gas. The top row we have 75-25 gas. The bottom row we have 100% CO2 gas. And those settings are going to be different for each of those gases. We are going to be using 75-25 for the most part. And our Mig Wire Diameter, which is our next column over, is 0.035. We'll follow that row all the way over to our selected material thickness. So typically we're going to be welding on for our assignments somewhere between 3/16 and 1/4 inch. Maybe we'll have some 1/8 inch. If you're welding on steel tubing that's for your final project or something like that, you'll be all the way down to like 14 gauge. So really anywhere from 14 gauge all the way up to 1/4 inch thick, those are the four settings that I would know for 0.035 and how to find them. So on 1/4 inch settings for 0.035 wire with 75-25 gas, we have 21 volts and 375 inches a minute. Now let's say we're going to switch over to 100% CO2 and we're going to weld on 3/16. We're actually going to raise our voltage to 20.6 and lower our wire feed to 240 inches a minute. Having the appropriate settings for your material thickness, the type of weld you're doing, a butt joint versus a T-joint, any gap in there or not, is absolutely crucial to setting up a good weld. Again, to recap, we're going to be welding on steel with ER70S6 or solid or hard wire. We're typically going to be using 75-25 gas, but sometimes we use 100% CO2. And for the most part, all of our welders are on 0.035 wire diameter. Follow the chart over to your material thickness and pick the voltage and wire feed, and you should be good to go.